To Speedy Clark Production. So today is the day, Sunday, so I have had my breakfast. I'm about to get ready and go conduct my FTP test, which is functional threshold power, which will determine the amount of maximum power I can sustain while cycling for a 20-minute period. So I've checked my body weight this morning and I am at 61.8 kilograms. So that's the body weight this morning, before breakfast and obviously before starting today. So today on the plan, we've got training peaks, feed. So here we are, FTP checker. So we reckon my estimated power given by the training feedback and the power is 270 to 285 watts. So, you know, you'll get people smashing out 330, 350, 400 watts, but they're like 70 to 80 kilos, whereas I am capable of producing between 270 to 285 according to the training spec. But I am only like 61, 62 kilos in between. So my power to weight ratio is very, very good, like 4.3 watts per kilo, which is okay. And considering we've only just went into the beginning of February, and considering the fact that I was pretty much ill from August to basically had the whole of August off training, pretty much 98% of September, and just started back training probably the last 2 days of September and then into October last year because of that nasty viral infection and then post-viral fatigue. So here we are, ramp up in 4 steps. So I will not be commentating while training today because that'll elevate my heart rate, and I don't want my heart rate elevated. I want to try and keep it as low as possible to then get the effort in. So it'll be 6 minutes, 189 watts, 3 minutes up to 230 watts, then another 3 minutes, 230 to 260 watts, then a minute and a half to up to 300 watts, and then 3 minutes cool down. Then I'll do 2 sprints above 500 watts, 10-second sprints, easy for 50 seconds, then 6.5 minutes, zone 1, real easy, and then we'll go into the 20-minute effort, and then I'll cool down for a minute, and then we'll see how we go. I'll be honest, I'm a bit nervous because this matters to me. I want to know where I am, because obviously March this year, you know, in a month and a half, I'm going to be 41 years old. I am still competing, and obviously last year I had a great beginning to the year, but basically after July, hitting August, it just went all completely wrong when I became ill. But that's also a sign that, you know, things are cracking on. Hey boy, you alright, Socks? Yep, Socks, come to check we're okay. So I'm going to get changed. As I said, I've had my breakfast, and I've left a gap from having my breakfast so I'm not sick, because this is going to be a very hard effort, and I will update you. As you'll have seen from the, you know, the other footage, yesterday, Saturday, was FTP checker. So basically that, or build up, so that basically conditioned my legs ready for today without overkilling them and fatiguing them too much. So okay, so that's us going to start the warm up for the FTP. So as you'll see, nice and cold, just in the garage, snowing outside, -1 outside currently. And I'm absolutely freezing just starting off, but you need to keep the temperature as cold as possible when training indoors. So I'm doing, because of the road conditions etc., I'm doing the FTP in the garage on the turbo trainer. Now the turbo trainer can give you slightly lower power readings than being out on the road. I have noticed this and it's factual, but we'll see how it goes. So as I say, it's important to keep it cool, cold, to keep your heart rate down, because the higher temperatures through sweating etc. and training indoors can elevate your heart rate and give you a harder perceived effort. So, right, let's see how this goes. Can't believe how nervous I am actually. It really matters to see the progress. Ultimately it's only February, so got plenty of time till end of March, beginning of April to get those numbers boosted for the time trial season. So we'll see how it goes. Catch you soon. Okay, so functional threshold power test completed. I have cooled myself down and tidied myself up a little bit, given myself a good 10 minutes before doing the film. Didn't go quite to plan. I started off at the low end of the power scale and decided to build progressively rather than boosting my heart rate. So the first 5 minutes I was comfortable, shall we say, hard but comfortably hard, if that makes sense. And then I started increasing, got to 10 minutes, increasing, and then for some bizarre reason my leg muscles started to feel very strange, almost like I couldn't fully extract the power. I felt slightly cramped up on the bike, which was a bit odd. My power started dropping, so I eased off, maintained the power. My power was still fluctuating, but my heart rate was okay, which was very, very strange. So my heart rate zone was okay, but the power was low, whereas before everything was progressing. I couldn't really understand that, so got to the end of the session, 20 watts of power down and where I thought potentially I should be, and I didn't feel absolutely knackered, and my heart rate didn't get to where it would normally be for the effort, for the hard effort. So indicated something was wrong. I didn't understand why I was feeling so cramped. So, and it actually turns out my seat post has slipped down by just shy of 5 millimeters. So don't know why that's happened. I've never had that issue before. Everything's been set up the same, so I don't know if it was with the effort or just whatever. So slightly slipped seat post, so gonna ask coach if we can repeat the session, because yeah, definitely there's a lot more in the tank to come out, so a bit disappointing. I can't really repeat that effort today because of the fatigue. So Sunday today, massage on Monday after work, and then I'll see if I can do a repeat either on the Tuesday or Wednesday. So thank you very much for watching. Bit disappointing, but there are some positives. So the positive is my power for this time of year compared to this time last year is actually higher, albeit not where my power training predicted that I should potentially be, but there could be factors, and obviously the saddle height. So that is the good news. So the good news is I'm better this time of year than I was last year, and also especially considering, as I've said, not racing excuses, but obviously I had that long bout of illness from August onwards, and although I started back training in October, it was a bit of an unknown as to how things would be. So that's a positive. I am a bit disappointed that I didn't get to where I thought I would be, but you know, I'm always quite hard on myself, and you know, I always beat myself up quite a lot, and I like to do what I think I can do. So, but looking at the positives, we are better for this time of year than last year, so that's good. So stay tuned and we'll see if we can get those numbers up. So catch you later. So I'm about 255 watts FTP, so for 61.78 kilos, so that's not too bad. So power to weight ratio and watts per kilo is pretty good for February, considering I'm not gonna like do any form of major hard race until the end of March, April for time trials, and it's a long year for me because I'll be time trialing right up until the end of September, and I'll also be doing mountain bike events, and then back into mountain bike events in January, which I just use for kind of training. So all good, so stay tuned, see you in the next one. Bye. Hello and welcome back. So despite the garage, me being in the garage at dark and I've got the same skin suit on as Saturday, it is actually Tuesday the 5th of February. Is that camera steaming up? And I've just performed my second FTP. As you'll have seen from my comments, I'm not actually doing two films, I'm doing it into one because I didn't upload the first because I was so annoyed with my functional threshold power test. So I've actually been at work all day today, so I was up at 5:30 this morning at work, got home about 5:30 tonight, and now I've just done a total of a 46-minute session which included 20-minute FTP, and I've got a higher power output than I did on Sunday with full rest and being off work obviously all day, so very happy with that. Obviously, as I mentioned, I had some mechanical issues with the bike, the saddle slipping very slightly obviously. So despite being at work all day, I have actually went better tonight, which is very, very good. So still not mega full potential, but a big improvement, and I'm certainly a bit happier. And as my coach pointed out, we're in February now, obviously 5th of February, Tuesday, as I've mentioned, but I have done no threshold work throughout the winter training period. It's all been endurance, zone 2, zone 3, sweet spot, etc. Big gear, muscular endurance, strength training. So I've done no speed work at all, and I'm lean, so pretty lean. Watts per kilo 4.3, so I'm relatively happy with that. I had increased power tonight, but not enough to really affect the watts per kilo significantly. I would need a mega jump to do that, and that's the big goal. So I don't really want to go any lighter, not at this time of the year. So very happy with that. So functional threshold power, it's good to check it. Ultimately it still only is the beginning of February. I've still got all of February and March for speed work, threshold work, and then we'll do a retest. It is quite early for me to do a test, but I did ask the coach if I could do a test, so I am a bit happier tonight, but you know me, I'm never happy, so, but I am a little bit happier, but I've still got another target obviously I want to get to. So thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for motivation, cycling, adventure, van life, trips, and just general blah blah blah. See you later.